Hi, good afternoon. It's Michelle. I'm going to be reading my presentation about quality measures. I picked the individual Kaori Ishikawa. Please do bear with me. I'm powering through the flu. My patient gave me the gift of the flu. I came home and I remember that we still have to turn in this assignment. So I'll just go slide by slide with you and kind of narrate, and hopefully we can learn something from each other when I see your slides too. So quality measures, Kaori Ishikawa. The need for quality measures in nursing, they're a critical element in the formation of nursing policies and procedures, and teams are always needing to continuously be looking for ways to improve service and quality of care. And then Mr. Ishikawa's contributions to quality measures in nursing, two main focuses that he brought into us. He was not a nurse in the first place. He was a businessman, but he introduced the quality circle, and I'll read what that is. Quality circles are used to improve production and reduce waste. Quality circle is composed of a small group of workers focused on a common project or goal. It is usually led by a supervisor, but input from all levels of an organization are weighed equally, from the CEO down to the janitor. Okay. And then the second concept that he did was the root cause analysis, and we will get to that also. So quality circles, originally introduced in the 1950s by a businessman named W. Edwards Deming. He was part of the Marshall Plan after Japan was devastated after World War II, and the United States brought in businessmen, nurses, doctors, teachers to help them get back on their feet as a country. And he was one of the business leaders that brought this concept to them. And then in 1962 and whatnot, Ishikawa furthered the use of that concept. They reached their height of popularity in the 1980s. And since then, they've morphed into Kaizen groups. So you see, that's where they were introduced right there in the 50s and 62. And then in the 80s, that's where there was at the height. And right now, they're using a concept called Kaizen groups. So Kaizen groups are from a Japanese word which is roughly translated continual improvement. Toyota adopted it, refined it for themselves, and calls it the Toyota way. So they're kind of successful using those, right? The Kaizen process is defined as plan, do, check, and act. So in that respect, it's remarkably similar to the nursing process. And its focuses on identifying small goals which can ideally be performed by the end of the day. Okay, Kaizen is an improvement technique that encourages people to work smarter, not harder, and it encourages employees to use a scientific method to uncover and eliminate waste in the production process. That's from a journal article by these people right here, and I have a reference to that at the end, so if you want to look up that article. Okay, so how can we apply these Kaizen groups to nursing? How can they help us? Well, in patient care, we identify small goals, which ideally can be performed by the end of the day, such as we're going to take this person's Foley out and hopefully they're urinating on their own within 3 hours. So a small identifiable goal by the end of the day. The collaboration between MD, respiratory therapist, PT, radiology, pharmacy, nursing, lab can all be a Kaizen exercise. We all work together as a small group to get a common goal done. Shift huddle or end of shift report can also be a form of Kaizen. Its main purpose is to improve productivity by eliminating waste. Okay, and then his second contribution to us as nurses is the root cause analysis. Root cause analysis takes a complex issue and factors it down to its lowest common denominator, useful for nursing issues involving safety, cost, efficiency, etc. Uses the 5 whys. So, and here's another quote. A journal article on talent and staff development recommends the teaching of a root cause analysis rather than the practice of repeated training to solve shortcomings within an organization. And there's the reference we'll see at the end of our thing. So, how it works. A problem is looked at on a multifactorial basis, such as materials, methods, machines, personnel, etc. And then it takes it one step deeper. This is actually a diagram of a fishbone chart. I don't know how to go back, that I did last semester for a person that had fallen. So basically we're going to go through. When a problem is identified on the fish chart, it's further examined using the 5 whys. When a problem is identified, the question why is repeatedly asked until the root cause of the problem can be identified. Here's an example. The patient fell under the category of personnel, and we asked why. Well, because they did not follow safety instructions. Why? Because they could not remember what the instructions were. Why? Because they forgot them. Why? Because they have Alzheimer's disease. Therefore, teaching them safety instructions is not the best way to ensure their safety. Root cause is ineffective safety interventions for the patient. Okay, it can be used to investigate a med error, can be used to investigate a reason for high nurse overtime. If corporate's calling you like they call me, how come all your nurses have overtime, Michelle? So then it can also be used for an incident investigation, etc. And that is how Mr. Ishikawa contributed to our work as nurses. I hope this was informational to you, and I can't wait to see you guys' inputs also. Thank you so much.